Hey guys, it's Lauren Yates from Rave It Up here, and I'm privileged to be here today with Bobby Fox.
Me, this guy.
Hi Bobby, how you going today?
Hey, good. Sorry, I didn't speak into the mic when I went, me, this guy.
Right. How have you been?
I've been
a
good.
busy guy.
I've been so busy, hey.
Oh,
Yeah, doing the show is like...
It's one thing.
It's awesome. It's so cool. My part, I'm just like exclusively a singer, and I can just really focus on
the songs.
these awesome songs.
Oh yeah,
it's so great. It's so much fun.
Well, I definitely want to chat about them later on.
Okay, later
on.
on.
It's fantastic to finally have you on the show too, because you've actually come up quite a lot in the past in some of my other interviews.
Okay.
And everyone just raves about you,
Well,
no
good.
pun intended at all there. Because I had all the recent Josie boys on the show.
Yeah.
I'm actually really good friends with Cameron McDonald too.
Hey-o.
He's mentioned you the last couple of times.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's nothing bad said about you, but
I hope not.
it's great to finally have you on as well.
Yeah.
Speaking of Josie Boys, you originally originated the role of Frankie Valli in the Australian production, and you performed over like 850 times. I could not believe that figure. I have spoken to, the Ryan Gonzalez who played the recent Frankie Valli.
He was rubbish.
This. Oh, you guys, be nice. No. No, Frankie Valli had like a really high, distinct voice. Did you ever have issues with that?
No, not particularly. It sort of took a few months to just get the hang of it. It was more of a technique thing. Sorry, it was more of a technique thing because because it's a different animal when you're singing that every day, and I had never really had like a specific singing technique before, and so throughout the process of it, I always said like I could sing when I went in, and I left knowing how to.
Oh,
So
that's deep.
Well, no, it's just more like I get left with the process.
And how about the Jersey accent? Did that come naturally or not?
It was fine. You practiced it, and that was that.
Oh, there you go. Easy enough.
Yeah.
You're a pro.
Yeah.
Now, I did love learning as well. You're also a former 4-time World Irish Dance Champion.
That's right, yeah.
Did you ever think you were going to get into what you're doing now with singing and being in musicals?
No, I never did. I always just thought that I'd be dancing or performing. And then, it was a long time ago now, when I first came to Australia, then I just wanted to learn other kinds of dance. And then I did a course that had some singing and acting in it. And then it just sort of turned out that I had a
great singing voice.
Well, yeah, it just kind of was a natural. And then I could sing, as in like had good pitch and a good tone or whatever. But then over years, then I developed, as I said, a technique.
Oh, I love it. Now, you are originally from Ireland, obviously, and 2003 was when you moved to Australia. You've since starred in Josie Boys, Hot Shoe Shuffle, Blood Brothers, and Assassins. Yeah. To money, it must have kind of looked like you're a bit of an overnight success coming to Australia, but that is definitely not the case. I hate when people call it an overnight success.
It depends on how long you define a night.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We've all had big nights. Some of them have lasted 18 years.
18 years.
Well, I've been here since 2003 is when I first started music theatre in 2003. Yeah. So like I'm on my 16th year now.
So how long between when you actually moved here and then you actually got one of your
about
first
a
really
year.
big gigs?
About a year.
Wow.
I did a year full-time course. Oh no, maybe we'll call it maybe a year and a half. Call it 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, year and a half-ish.
Did you have a plan B, or you're like, no, I'm sticking to this?
There was
not
not even real plan A. There wasn't a plan.
Going with the flow. I like it.
Well, it was. Yeah. I definitely knew what I wanted to do was just learn other kinds of dance. That's it. And then it was like, oh, I'm a natural at this. Come back, and I had really great people who were willing to support me along with getting residency, and initially kind of looking at a sponsorship thing, and that wasn't a correct avenue for me. And then just moved on into residency, and then I got residency and auditioned for Mamma Mia and booked Mamma Mia, and it wasn't like I just sort of thought, oh, I'd like to do some musicals. I want to see what that's like. So I just worked at it and had the right energy, and just I guess was employable for that show. Or
you've worked hard for it, which is great, and I can really see.
Yeah, I suppose I didn't come in completely dry or completely green as a performer. I toured around the world as an Irish dancing performer. So when it came to just standing and delivering a song, it wasn't like it was completely foreign to me. The idea of performing is still performing.
It was just kind of the singing was the new aspect.
It's just a new aspect, yeah. And another, nerves then affect your voice far more clearly than they do with dance.
Yeah. And I just wanted to say congratulations as well, because you did receive a Helpmann Award nomination for your role in Assassins.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Congratulations.
Cool. Yeah, that was unexpected. I really didn't expect that at all.
It must feel really good to be, acknowledged for that hard work.
I think it was more like the character that I put together. I didn't necessarily know if it was any good or not. And I suppose the Helpmann committee told me it was.
Yes.
But I was kind of delighted that they recognised that, to be honest. Yeah, that was really nice.
Sometimes you don't even need to win. It's like, I'm nominated. Look at all the names I'm winning.
I absolutely didn't. I didn't expect any sort of win, even like with exposure and all that kind of stuff. But the fact that I was nominated, that was so cool. That was great.
Hopefully it's the
first of
many.
And then I just broken my foot as well. I just broken. We were doing the return season at the Opera House, and then I broke my foot on opening night. So I was in a moon boot, or not even a moon boot. I was in crutches. And then I hadn't left Sydney yet to go back to Melbourne. Then I received the nomination. Wow. So that was really, really great. That was such a nice little, I guess just ease the pain slightly.
Ease the pain a little bit. The foot's still okay now, right? You haven't.
Oh yeah, it's getting there. I mean,
worse.
It's not completely perfect yet, but that's what happens with breaks, I guess.
No more Irish dancing for a while.
No, I've been doing a bit. I just have to do whatever I can to make sure, like, it was stage by stage, and then you add more on top of. You keep adding, going back to what you were doing beforehand.
Yes.
So any sort of training, running, tapping, Irish dancing is very kind of different to tapping when it comes to the actual different, like the more repetitive mechanisms that you use, and certainly with Irish dancing in terms of its plosive sort of hop style dance to it. Yeah.
You don't want to do the too intense moves to anger it too much.
Yeah, one day at a time. One day at a time.
One day at a time.
Both feel strong. It's good.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And before we, talk about your recent projects, something I wanted to bring up. 2014, you did partner up with Miranda Kerr for your single "Youre the Boss." How was that experience? I didn't even know that she could sing.
Yeah, she could sing. She could sing somewhat. I mean, I wouldn't call her like a classically trained opera singer or anything like that, but she had a lovely tone. I got approached by Warner Music label to record an album. We did that, and then we toyed around, doing a duet with someone, and they thought it would be cool. We had the song "Youre the Boss." We thought it would be cool to have someone like Miranda give it a shot, because we were looking at doing a similar version to what Elvis and Margaret did. And I was like, mate, put the email in and she can only say no. And then she said she was keen. And then we met and we got on really well, and she was like, let's do it.
I love it. It's such a sexy song too. It's like you don't even need to listen to the lyrics.
Yeah,
and you're
it's
just
cool.
Like, damn.
It's so easy. It was such an easy one to record as well. I had laryngitis at the time, and it was so low that I just did one take of just look here. I'll put down a guide track for her to record, and then I thought I'd record it properly afterwards, and it just sort of came out well. So it's just one of those things. One less day of work I had to do.
Did you record both separately then?
And separately, yeah.
And then came together for the music video?
We came together. I was there when she recorded her bit. But because I'd already recorded mine down, and it just takes a long time usually, and my guide track was already good, so there was no need for us to actually get in. And for her process, it was just a bit slower. It took a while for her to warm up, maybe a good hour, 2 hours or something like that. Just to warm up.
I guess it's not a normal thing to do either.
It's new, yeah. And we were doing it in a hotel room, one of her hotel rooms, and we were in New Zealand. And they just set up like a little mic station in the cupboard, or not the cupboard, in the closet, so it deadens the sound with all the robes and the clothes and everything in there. You put a mic in there and it just makes it sound kind of soundproof. And it just allowed her to be comfortable and allowed us to relax and get it done. And by the end we had more than enough to put together a great track. Sometimes it can be done just like that.
Well, it's a really good track, so...
Oh, thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate that. That's nice.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah.
This is very exciting as well. You are currently in the Saturday Night Fever musical.
That's right.
As a star vocalist. It even says it on your dressing room
It's
door.
on the door
Did you notice
there.
that? Yeah.
And there's a star beside it.
Is that just to fuel your ego a little bit? Like, yeah.
No, everyone gets one.
Oh, damn, that doesn't make it sound as great anymore.
Although when it's cool, when you come here to the Lyric Theatre, they always give you can take home, they give you your name plate for the door is a star and everything, and that's just really cool. You don't
then you get your
that from every
name
venue.
added to the door permanently too,
That's
which
awesome.
I love.
Yeah, they have a couple of those downstairs. Yeah, it's cool. It's
So you
great.
can just look back over and go, oh yeah,
when you go
so-and-so
through-
was in this dressing room.
Well, when you go through
3
the
years ago.
hallways, it's just nice. Like, and you see who you shared
It's
it
history.
with. And, you know, Frankie Valli did play as well, and he's down in the corridor as well.
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Love it. Now, Saturday Night Fever is such a really well-known storyline.
Yeah.
Do you find that daunting and nerve-wracking at all? Because I'm sure people are coming in with this high expectation.
Well, not for me. No, not in
For
the
the whole
slightest.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's they're coming in, I think, predominantly for the dancing and the music, and then it
Hope
has this
so.
lovely, well, not lovely story, but it has a very recognizable story, and one that they don't necessarily remember the complexities of. I think when people think of Saturday Night Fever, they think they know the movie, and then they watch the movie, and it is quite different to what you remember. I love John Travolta's performance in it. It's just he's so cool, and just how retro the whole thing is, but. Certainly then when you take it to 2019, what you're coming into is hopefully that it's elevated to 2019, and I don't think that they've missed the mark there with that at all. The dancing is quite frankly the best that it's ever been.
So it's kind of like modernized in a way?
A little bit, yeah, like taking influence obviously from the 70s and presenting it now, because things don't have, we are in artistic realm and things can be interpreted like an interpretive dance. Yeah.
And Bee Gees songs are obviously very recognizable. Everyone loves the Bee Gees. They're they're very infectious, is a good word to actually use. Which song do you think gets stuck in your head the most?
How Deep Is Your Love is good. More Than a Woman is one. I mean, Staying Alive, I guess. Just that staying alive. Really got that on the beat, on the old crotchet. I think the writing it's spectacular. I mean, it's so unique, so iconic, so instantly recognizable. I mean, it's of all time stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like, oh, that was some good music from the 70s. We're
Back
talking
in the
about
day,
some of the finest writing of all time, and it holds well lyrically, and then marries well melodically, and then harmonically, it's really beautiful as well. The harmonies in How Deep Is Your Love is just so gorgeous, and then some of those duets and that you had with Barbra Streisand, like, they're stunning, absolutely stunning. Really, it's like a masterclass in pop writing. They definitely don't make them like that anymore.
Well, Pauline upstairs was just saying that the lyrics, if you actually take time to listen to them, because I know a lot of us just think they're great dance songs, but when you actually listen to them, they're so relatable. That's why we're still playing them to this day.
Yeah, some of them. I mean, then some of them, they're really, you think, oh, that's what that song's about.
Yes.
In What You Doing on Your Back, and You Should Be Dancing. Like, no one knows what that lyric is. What you doing on your back? Like, is that the lyric? What you doing on?
Should we check on that?
Yeah.
And the Bee Gees had really high, distinct voices as well.
That's right.
Have you found that a challenge at all? Have you been kind of putting your own flavour into it just to protect
I
your voice a bit?
I haven't found it a challenge. I found it like kind of just awesome, because I had all that experience with playing Frankie, and as I said, I developed that technique. That technique I've basically applied to every single song in this show, and I applied to every show that I do that has a challenge to it. But this one is kind of my bag the most, I think, like, because it just suits my voice, that pop rock, that high falsetto, that sort of screaming, through the passaggio, like able to mix. And then our musical director is like, it's your song. You absolutely, you don't have to sound like Barry Gibb at all. But I try and, I think of an audience, and I think of, the first note that they hear is, well, you can tell by the way I use my walk, which is such a cool lyric, and it has to have that tone to it. It has to have that grit, that power to it. it just has to have it. So to me, it's the first thing I sing in the show. So my warm-up, starts. It's about an hour and a half before the show I start my warm-up.
Wow.
And I just steam and warm up, and then warm up my back and my hips and my ribs and stuff. And then I do a whole bunch of other things, and all of the stuff that I learned from doing Jersey Boys that amount of times. And with Jersey Boys I had about, I did this, you about 25 minutes in before you would do Sherry.
Yes.
You were singing a lot up until then, but only short little bursts. But then Sherry is when you were really kicking off, so you could kind of warm up to that. But with this, you're going out
straight out.
You're in fifth gear straight away. Yeah,
I love it. It's great insight into actually what happens before you go out on stage. People don't think about that.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and especially sometimes the faces that you can get from them. You're out there screaming your head off, and it's great stuff, and it feels good, and everyone's like cooking and whatever, and then they're like. Like that, I think they don't, as you said, they don't necessarily see that. Oh wow, that would take so much work to just get to that
stage,
and that's the opening 8 bars. It's cool. I like it.
What an exercise!
Just part and part. It's like people that will come and see any show that I've ever been part of. It just happens sometimes. It's whatever day of the week it is. Whether it's like Friday, you think they've done their week of work, they've saved their money, they're having a night out, and then they fall asleep in the front row, and you see them, and you're like, that was just a $300 nap that you just took right there.
Yeah, what a waste.
You and the missus, you've missed the whole show. You have to come back and see it again.
It's
kind of funny.
Yeah.
No, I know, but like you can't help but feel bad for them. But for us, I just think it's quite funny.
It's your payday.
No, you're sitting down. It's dark in the audience. It's dark there, and they're knackered from a week of work, and they're there to have a treat. See some theatre, and then they fall asleep.
And another exciting thing for you is you will be bringing Bobby Fox, the Irish Boy, to the Sydney Opera House on Wednesday the 5th of June before moving on to Adelaide and Wyong. How have you found preparing for that show as well as being in this one?
Exhausting.
Yeah, no wonder when I came in you're like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's easily the most cathartic experience I've had in terms of putting a show together. It's my favorite thing I've ever done, without a doubt. It's my favorite thing I've ever put together, and it's just an absolute dream. It's a dream come true. So I'm talking to people that are staring in a door here. It's just but it really is. I mean, I was making a joke then that it's a dream come true, but it actually kind of is. I came out to Australia, as I said, to learn how to do other types of dance, and my goal, my dream was to kind of create my own style. That's what I wanted to do. I really wanted to learn other things so that I could do that. And the other day I was putting the show together, and in the show Obviously I sing songs, but I didn't start singing until I came to Australia. So all of these old Irish songs, these traditional Irish songs, I've never sang before. So I'm kind of singing them they're brand new to me in a way. Really sort of delving in and researching what they're about and why they were written and who they're written for, who sang them, what the original versions were, like all that kind of stuff. I sing, I'll be dancing. Of course, I just mentioned that I have to have been practicing before I get on. It's been years. I'm playing the accordion, the barrow, the Irish drum, playing the guitar and telling stories, jokes, anecdotes, whatever, and whatever sort of feels right. And it's just been the most joyous experience of actually putting it together.
Oh, good luck with it all,
Yeah.
and I'm sure afterwards you're going to have a really good sleep.
Yeah, I'm going. Well, I've got about a month. I've got a really busy month in June, but then July I don't have much on, so I'm going
rest
to
up. You need it. You deserve
to be horizontal most of the time.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with it all.
Not at all.
For everything, not only Saturday
Thank you.
Night
I
Fever,
appreciate
but
that. Thank you.
the Irish Boy as well.
Yeah.
And if the listeners would like to contact you or find out what you're up to in the
041.
future, where should they go?
You can find everything on bobbyfox.com.
Awesome.
Or
Nice and easy.
my Instagram is at the Dancing Fox. I post everything up there or whatever. All the usual pipes.
Great. Easy enough to find you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Not at all.
It's been a pleasure, and you're welcome on.
It's great to do it in my changing room. I don't have to go anywhere. You guys come here.
I come here
great.
to you.
I want this more often. This.
Well, I'm
is
happy
awesome.
to. I do that very regularly. So
right.
You're welcome on the show anytime.
Oh, cool.
So if you want to chat about anything else in the future, let
cool.
me know.
We'll talk about
everything.
some sort of recipe for pizza or something.
Lovely.
Yep.
Or a future album or whatever's going to come up after Irish Boy.
Who knows? Well, it'll be the Irish Boy. I'll be touring that for quite a while.
Awesome. So for everyone watching, make sure to buy your tickets now for Saturday Night Fever, because it'll be here until the 2nd of June. And then also go see Bobby Fox for the Irish Boy. Why
June
not?
5th.
See him twice.
World premiere.
But for now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.